Good day, dear readers, viewers, watchers, and listeners. I hope all is well out there. I pray all is well. We will continue and resume play. Please don't eat too much of that, okay? Good day, dear readers, viewers, watchers, and listeners. I pray all is well out there. We will continue and we will resume play again in the book entitled The Sacraments of Eternity. Let us continue. Let us resume play. Let us begin. We are still in the same chapter. A day passed. They stopped to rest. Suddenly, Jesus pronounced, "My disciples, don't be upset. Leave it all behind. Allow your offense to vanish. I feel and I see that much rejoice awaits us ahead, with many new encounters and smiling faces. We were approaching Cana of Galilee. As soon as we entered the settlement, Mechlek came up to Jesus straight away. He kneeled in front of him and said, 'Jesus, don't pass by. Once you already helped me. My sister is safe and sound, and her daughter is getting married today. You are here. I invite all of you to this ceremony.' When God comes to a wedding ceremony, it's a good sign. Jesus accepted his invitation. 'Will you have enough space for all of us?' Mechlek laughed. 'Lord, if I don't find space for you, it will mean I'm already dead.' All laughed and followed Mechlek. When Mechlek's sister saw Jesus, she started crying. He calmed her down and said, 'Don't cry, rejoice. Great happiness is being created in front of your eyes. I am God, human, and will bless your marriage. Alexander and Sonia, your children, will live long and happy. You see how destiny brings people to each other. It proves that all of us are from God.' Jesus came up to the newlyweds and took their hands. 'My children, you see the real God in a human body in front of you. I bless you all by the Christian faith. Do the same when your children are born. Bring them up with this faith in hearts. You'll understand that I came up not incidentally. Joy, calmness, and well-being will be with you all of your life. I drink this wine to your loyalty to me and all sacred. Be happy under the wing of God. The wedding party was on for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Melech came to Jesus. "Teacher, what shall I do? People are asking for wine, but is it all over?" "Fill the jars from the spring and put them on the tables." Melech did as was said and put the jars with water on the table. Jesus approached the table, raised his hands to heaven, and whispered something. "May the water from the spring become the gift of the sun, and you'll feel the flavor of wine instead." Melech drank a bit. "Teacher, this is a miracle. This water tastes like wine." The party continued until late. All the guests were talking about the miracle that Jesus performed. On the 4th day, Cornelius the centurion arrived in Cana from Capernaum. He was accompanied by several legionnaires and a young man who was lying in his chariot and looked sick. Jesus and Cornelius were friends. He was a kind man and was very honest to all. Cornelius approached Jesus. "Teacher, forgive us, the dishonorable, those who humiliated and betrayed you. Citizens of Capernaum will understand everything when they feel hard. So far, they see their happiness in money. So few think about faith to God." Jesus replied, "I can forgive them, but what will my Father say?" He saw the betrayal towards himself. People reputed not me, but faith. They humiliated faith and did not admit that they were mistaken. "Cornelius, I see you have come to me with purpose, so tell me." "Yes, Rabbi, Jesus, you know me for many years. You know how I treat God and yourself. I love people and always help them, especially those in need. No one would ever tell a bad word about me. I know Cornelius." Jesus helped the son of our King, the heir of his throne. Soon after your departure from Capernaum, he felt sick. It looks like God's punishment for disrespecting you. Before giving an answer, Jesus thought for a moment and then said, "Cornelius, I see that their heir of the king is sick. But first, bring your servant to me. He was loyal to you for many years, and now I feel that he is sick too." "Yes, but the heir is awaiting your help." "I am very sorry. First I will heal the servant, and after that I will see the heir." Cornelius became flushed and said, "I can't bring the servant to you. I left him in Cana at my friend's place, and he is close to death." "This is, Cornelius, what you should have started with. Let us go there right now." Jesus, with Cornelius, went to help the servant. He was at Elisha's, the former centurion too. Jesus came up to the servant, which was lying silently without moving. Take him out of the house and put him on the ground under the tree. There was a huge oak in the front yard. Centurions did as he asked and put the servant near the tree. Jesus came to him and said loudly, "Tree, you are the creation of my Father. I know you can hear me. I ask of you, take all the pain from this man and fill him with your strength." Jesus lifted his arms up to the sky and appealed to his Father. "Father, help him ease the pain of the kind soul. Give it some more joyful time on earth." The servant moved a bit and moaned. All of a sudden, lightning struck and grumble of thunder was heard. It started raining. The servant was lying in the rain. As soon as the rain was over, the servant stood up and looked at the tree and Jesus and started crying. "I feel so relieved. Thank you, teacher. I owe you." Jesus replied, "Thank the Almighty and the tree which gave you its strength, and it is your faith that helped you to recover." "Yes, teacher, you are right. I heard it all. You asked the Heavenly Father to help me, and I believed that He would come and save me. Then I saw a flash of bright light and heard the grumble of thunder. Something was inside of me. Warm rain washed away everything that didn't allow me to move, and I stood up. Jesus came up to the servant, put his right hand to his head, and said, "Live long and happy. Your faith will help you." Altogether, they left Elisha's yard and returned to Melech's place, where an heir of Capernaum was still lying sick in the chariot. Jesus came to him. "If you want to live, stand up and go to the street and walk till it ends. When you see the water flowing from under the stone, bathe yourself and drink it. After that, burn all of your clothes." Addie, the heir, slowly stood up and walked to the end of the street. There was a spring, and Addie did everything that Jesus had told him. When his clothes were burnt, Addie shuddered, dropped to his knees, lifted his arms towards heaven, and promulgated, "God, I believe in you and your Son, and always will. I will teach my children and grandchildren to spread his faith." Cornelius approached Jesus. "Accept presents from us. Jesus, you have brought people back to life and shall accept it from us." "No, my present is in their recovery and their faith. I don't need anything else. Cornelius, go back home and tell people that Jesus is not disturbed by non-believers." He still performs miracles. Then Cornelius pronounced, "Jesus, I owe you. And if you are ever in a bad situation, I will help you." Jesus answered, "Cornelius, you won't be able to help me. You are a centurion. You do what is ordered. The power of the earthly Caesars is stronger than you are." Though Cornelius kept helping people. Be honest and open your heart for those who suffer. Your goodness will return back to you. Cornelius and legionnaires returned back to Capernaum. I suddenly felt bored. I wanted to stay alone, but Jesus hugged me. "Mom, I know what you feel. Look at me. It will all disappear." In several minutes, I felt much better. "Jesus, it is time to go back home." "No, Mom, let us stay here for some more time. I feel another interesting encounter is coming. I feel this place is holding me." We stayed in Cana. Disciples were meeting people, going over to their houses, helping those in need. Jesus kept preaching among people and his disciples. A month passed since we had come to Cana. We were staying at Mechlix. Disciples were wandering along the nearby settlements where they cured, healed, and preached. I helped at Mechlix's house. Mechlix told me, "Mary, I envy you. You managed to give birth to such a son and brought him up. I see he is from the heaven." Yes, he was given to me by God. My son is a great joy for me. Mechlix was very proud that a God-human, Son of God, lives in his house. He said, "God gave me joy and honor to have you at my place. Even if not for long, still you are here with me." Thank you, Mechlix, for your kind heart, your bread and water. I have seen many people, but I will remember you with thoughts of kindness and words. When you see kindness, life looks different. My son and his disciples are trying to make life kinder and better. Mary, I understand all of that, and I see. I understand how hard it is. Many don't understand him as I do. Some can't even imagine who is in front of them. Only he knows all of us. He knows what we think and what we do. When he looks at me, I started trembling and became timid. I smiled. Mechlix, his eyes are kind and fair. When he looks as if the rays of God's kindness are love is shining from them. Don't be afraid of his kindness. Mechlix agreed with me. We were talking for long and didn't notice how two men came up to us. One of them was wrapped in a robe. Another one was Barabbas. Mother Mary, my life path has brought me to you again. I want to see your son. We will be back soon. I answered Barabbas and sat down. The one who is persecuted will always be persecuted, and it will be hard to find him. I already know it. It is a confession. I asked Barbius. No, I just look at you, the Lord's anointed, and recollect. If God himself sent you here, why doesn't he protect you? Why are you hunted for in the same way as I am? If I were the anointed, I would force everyone to believe in me. It is impossible to resurrect and fill a soul with goodness using force and being rude. I responded, moreover, God forbade to force people to believe. Okay, Mary, when your son comes back and performs a miracle, I will see it with my own eyes that he can do it, when I will totally agree with you. People are talking about your son. Never know what to believe in. I look at you, Barbius, and think that you trust Jesus. Otherwise, you wouldn't come. Jesus told me once that you are following him like a ghost. I am not a ghost. I am his destiny. I recollect about the following. I was listening to his preachments about immortality, but I never saw the resurrection of those I killed. They all were lying as bags packed with straws, and I was waiting for them to stand up. Then I was leaving, but in some time were coming back to see the resurrected. I saw only decomposed bodies, so I couldn't help but wonder, where is his truth? Where is it hidden? Surely the dead, killed by me, were coming into my nightmares and were torturing me. I woke up sweating, but with a sigh of relief that it had been just a nightmare. I want to see it with my own eyes. He should prove it to me. Here I brought a sick guy. He was a leper. It is scary even to look at him. I want to see how Jesus will heal the poor one. I came up to the sick guy and asked him, "What is your name?" "Mark, I am 18 years old. Do not look at me." "Mother, I'm just a talking piece of flesh." I still insisted on showing me his face. I saw a terrible thing. The face was bloody, covered with sores. I thought, will Jesus be able to help? If he can do it, he will glorify himself even more. If not, people won't trust him. Barbius was nervous. He couldn't wait to see the miracle. Malek prepared food, invited Barbius and a sick guy to the table. Barbius refused to eat. When I will see that this man has a clean body and face, I will sit next to him at the table. Otherwise, I will vomit. The day was almost over, and dusk was nearing. Jesus, Peter, Andrew, and John came back. Seeing Barbius, Jesus pronounced, "You are as determined as I am, and that makes you my brother. But your methods are demonic. me. Barbius replied, Jesus, I will agree with you only when you show me the effectiveness of your methods. Jesus came to the sick guy, looked at him, and told his disciples, go in various directions to any settlements and find breastfeeding mothers. Ask them to give you some breast milk. Be back here in the morning. All the disciples left. Jesus said to Mechleth, fill the bath with water and leave it open. I will prepare the remedy. Everyone performed their tasks, and by the next day, everything was prepared. Disciples came back only in the afternoon. Each of them brought some milk. Jesus filled the jar with milk and gave it to the sick guy, telling him to drink in small sips and to wash his face. Then Jesus instructed him to undress and go into the bathtub. After disciples covered the bathtub with handmade canvas, Jesus said, Mark, you'll feel pain, but if you want to recover, be patient. Dip yourself into the water. Jesus lifted his arms to the sky and started whispering something. Suddenly, Barbius shouted out, Look, there is lightning between his arms. I also saw the threads of lightning dragging from one palm to another. Bright light between. Water in the bath began to warm up. Mark was moaning, then started crying. Jesus was talking to him. Be patient, Mark. I felt that water is almost boiling. White steam and screeching noise was coming out from under the canvas. It seemed to last forever. Jesus asked to bring straw and spread it on the floor around the bath and to burn Mark's dress. When it burnt, Millet brought a clean dress, and Jesus uncovered the bath. Mark stood up, and I saw a very handsome young guy. His body was clean, and just a single scar was left on his face. Jesus looked at him and said, The scar will disappear at dawn. Mark, put on your clothes. Barbius was staring at Mark and at Jesus. His eyes glazed over. I never saw such a look before. Miracle of miracles. Even more than that, said Barbius. No one will ever get me around Jesus. I am in awe of you and your father. Melech, lay the table and bring me more wine. Now I am ready to eat next to this person. Jesus went to rest, but his rest was rather short. He came back at the moment when Mark was about to leave. Mark said to Jesus, I will remember you wherever I am. Mark, live long and be happy with what you have. Jesus replied, Tell others about it. I need to go as people are waiting for me. Barbius was listening to them and said, Yes, teacher, they are waiting for you and will betray you. Do you remember as my people betrayed me after they had listened to your preachments, and then you were betrayed in Capernaum? I am sure. It doesn't matter how much goodness you show people, they will always betray you. People are weak, especially when it comes to money. When he is sell themselves, they do not care about their soul. Jesus replied to him, Barbius, anyway, my deeds are about honoring human beings and bringing kindness and joy to them. The more people believe in me and my deeds, the better for everyone. So far, people humiliate and betray me, but they will change with the course of time. I am sure of that. Otherwise, I wouldn't do what I do. Barbius left. At dawn, we gathered our stuff and left for Nazareth. I felt restless. What to expect on the road in front of us? The path awaited ahead of us. There is so much ahead in this journey. We'll see betrayal and revelation, good and evil, a kind smile and a slap in the face, a throwing stone. We need to endure all challenges and offenses in our path. We were bringing all the kindness and tender. We were bringing it to people who were waiting for us. Our leader was guiding us without any hesitations. His soul and body were leading us to God. Each of us was thinking about something. Each had his own thoughts. Following God. Dear readers, we will pause for now, and we will continue along in this journey another day in the book entitled The Sacraments of Eternity. Until next time, be well, take care, God bless, and thank you.